Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I can't believe that this is our very last week of school. I'm going to miss each and every one of you guys, but I know that you guys next year will do great in fourth grade. So for today in language, you guys are going to be doing what is called a comprehension cube. And this is to go with your short story that we've been working on. Okay, so now that you've done the final draft of your short story, now I'm going to ask you some comprehension questions about your short story. Okay, so you guys are going to make a cube. Okay, it's going to look like this. Okay, each cube has a comprehension question on it, or each side of the cube. Okay, so you have what is the main idea? Remember, the main idea is what the story is about. Who are the characters in the story? So with my story, The Fishing King, I had several characters. Remember, characters can be people or animals. I had the fish as a character. I had the king and the queen. Okay. What is the setting of the story? So the setting of the story is where the story takes place. So my story took place in a kingdom. Okay. It can be make-believe, or it can be real. Summarize the story. So summarize means to kind of give a little summary about what the whole story was about. You don't really want to retell the whole story, but just the most important things about the story. Okay. Why did a specific event happen? Now, what that means is that sometimes in your story, you might have a problem that you have to solve. And so that would be a specific event. Okay. And the why part is you're going to tell me, why do you think that that happened in your story? Okay. And the last one is, what is the moral, central message, or lesson of the story? So sometimes stories have a lesson. And so for my story, The Fishing King, my lesson would be that don't look at everything from the outside. You also want to look at the inside as well, because sometimes, like in my story, the fish, the king was just going to eat the fish, right? But the fish begged and pleaded for his life, that she was going to help the king, that one day she would do something very special for him. Okay, and she ended up doing just that. So she kept her promise to the king. Okay, so that would be my lesson in my story. Okay, what you guys are going to do is you're going to create this cube. Okay, I'm going to send you this. Okay, so all you have to do is cut it out and then fold it into a cube. Okay, so you're going to cut. Make sure when you're cutting, you don't cut off the flaps of the cube, because you will need the flaps to form your cube. Okay, and then once you're done cutting it, you guys can carefully, you can glue it if you want, or you can tape it together. Probably the fastest thing to do is to tape it, okay? Because sometimes with the glue, you have to let it sit and it has to dry to be able to hold the cube together. So what I do is I use tape. That way it's a lot faster. Okay, so you're going to cut your cube out. Okay, make sure again you cut along the edges of the cube. Don't cut any flaps off, because you're gonna need those. Okay, so you want to make sure that you cut slowly so you don't cut any of the cube. So when you're done cutting your cube, it should look like this. Okay, now you want to start with the middle pieces. So you're going to fold in the middle pieces like this on the lines, okay? And then you're going to fold the bottom part up. okay? And then the next thing is you're going to fold the flaps in. So that way the sides have something that you can stick to. So once you have that done, sorry, I'm looking for my tape. Okay, you're going to take a piece of tape, okay, and you're going to tape the sides together. So make sure you use the flap so it's going to look like this, okay, for one part. And then you're going to tape it again on the other side. So when you tape it, it's going to look like this. See how it's starting to look like a cube. So then you're going to take the top part and you're going to fold it over and fold the flaps inside. Then you're going to take your tape again. And then you're going to tape the flaps to the side of it. Oops, that piece of tape got stuck together. Let me get another piece of tape. Okay. So then you're going to tape the side. So now it's really starting to look like a cube. And now all I have to do is fold the top of it down. And then the flaps, make sure the flaps are folded inside and not the outside of it, okay? And then you're going to take your tape again. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to do this. Okay, so then you're going to make sure you have all your pieces in. And then we have one more part to do. And then when you're all done, you have a cube that looks like this, okay? So now what you guys are going to do is you're going to take your final draft of your short story, okay? You can use your language notebook to write down your answers for this, okay? And all you're going to do is you're going to roll the dice, okay? And I got summarize the story, okay? So that's my first part. So I would write that in my notebook, okay? And then I would give a short little, maybe a couple sentences, 2 or 3 sentences to summarize my short story that I wrote, okay? And you're going to keep rolling until you get all 6 of them complete, okay? And then when you guys are done with all your comprehension questions, okay, I want you guys to submit them to me by Friday morning. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I hope you guys have a wonderful summer. And hopefully I will see you next year. Bye.